God's advice today. God is sending many signs, but it seems like you are ignoring all of them. So please do not ignore this video, as it is a message from God's heart to bless your life today. Before we continue, please leave your like so that more people can be reached by this message, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive more videos like this. Don't ignore this video and stay until the end. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and the second best manifestation offer in the world. God said, "My precious child, listen carefully to this sacred moment unfolding before you. There is a deep serenity blossoming within your spirit, as if a new dawn is breaking after a long night of uncertainties. I see that whisper touching your heart. It is not a product of chance, nor a lost echo of your imagination. It is my voice, gentle and constant, guiding your thoughts, calming your fears, and rekindling your hope. Nothing you have lived was in vain. Every tear that fell, every uncertain step, every prolonged silence was part of a greater purpose that is only now beginning to reveal itself. Are you seeking a profound spiritual change in your life and those you love? Imagine attracting wealth and abundance in less than a week, while blessings pour over you daily. All this begins with a simple 1-minute prayer. To discover how this technique can transform your reality, click the link in the first comment. Every step you take toward this journey not only benefits you but also supports our channel and the dedicated team that brings you this valuable content. Don't wait any longer to start this journey of spiritual and material transformation. Click now to learn more and begin your path toward a fuller and more abundant life. The winding paths were not detours, but trails carefully drawn by me to lead you to the center of my will. Even when everything seemed dark and lonely, I was there beside you, silently sustaining you, waiting for the right moment to reveal what your eyes could not yet see. And now, at this very moment when you breathe deeper and feel a peace that does not depend on circumstances, your soul recognizes, I am exactly where I should be. And remember my promise, I will instruct you and teach you the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Psalm 32 verse 8. This recognition is sacred. It is the touch of my hand upon your spirit, confirming that you are in the right place, at the right time, under the right light. Fear no more. Remain with me, for the new time has already begun. Quiet your heart, and let this peace that comes. Comment, I trust in divine guidance. I was led by love. My beloved son, this awareness now blossoming within you is not a product of chance, nor a simple logical conclusion. It is a deep reunion with something your soul already knew, even before you could put it into words. What is happening now is not new to your spirit. It is memory being activated, truth being remembered. Every tear that silently ran when no one was watching, every muffled sigh during the nights when your heart cried out for direction, all this was preparing the ground for this very moment. And now, when you allow yourself to be silent inside, when you lay down everything you thought you knew, you hear my voice, not as an external sound, but as an echo that vibrates within you. I have never been far. I have been present in the in-between lines, in unnoticed details, in whispers that seemed like loose thoughts. This is the time of revelation. And I do not only give you an answer, it is a living communion. Comment, I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. What I now place in your heart is more than understanding, it is transformation. My desire is not only that you know the reasons behind things but that you see everything with new eyes. The truth that comes from me does not merely answer your questions, it realigns your whole being. Therefore, empty yourself of rigid certainties and ready-made concepts. Quiet your mind and expand the space of your spirit. What I have to reveal requires sensitivity and surrender. Because more than informing you, I want to heal you. It is an encounter with your purest essence, with the spark I left in you from the beginning. Your soul recognizes this vibration, and it moves to the sound of my presence, even if your reason tries to resist. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 26. This is not information that transforms only your mind, it is a breath that changes your path. Comment, I open my heart to the truth that transforms me. The change began subtly, almost imperceptibly. A feeling, an intuition, a light restlessness that no one else seemed to understand, but that you could not ignore. It was your spirit awakening to a new time. Perhaps everything still seems the same on the outside, but inside, your structure has already been altered. And it is there, in the quietness of your soul, that you realize something essential is moving. It is not an illusion. It is not a passing emotion. It is a reunion. Hold this truth with all your soul and repeat, this is my year of miracles and divine provision. Walk with bravery, knowing that I am with you every step of the way. Prepare to receive what I have already placed in heaven for you. Comment, I am guided by God's light, and nothing can stop me. Remember that the strength that sustains you comes from me, the Lord your God. I am unchanging, faithful, and just. I do not lie or change my mind, and the promises I made to you are eternal. If fear or doubt try to approach, remember that they have no power over you, for I am greater. Stand firm in faith, remain in my word, and let me lead your steps. The new reality has already begun, and you are already part of it. The past is behind you. The battles that once defeated you are now stories of overcoming. Joy, victory, and prosperity are the fruits you now harvest. Know that I am always with you, preparing you to accomplish all that I have planned. Rejoice, my son, for I have already won for you. I bless you with abundance, protection, and the certainty of a glorious future. Did you know there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deepest beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It was something that deeply impacted my life, and we would like to invite you to discover this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each one of us in a unique and wonderful way. That is why it is important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you want to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment so you can discover how this technique can also help in your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We are very grateful for your trust and support. There is a knowing within you that cannot be learned from books, nor acquired by logic or arguments. It is a silent knowledge that does not depend on words to be understood. What the world calls intuition is something deeper in you. It is spiritual sensitivity, pure perception. It is my spirit dwelling within you and revealing what is hidden to the eyes. Sometimes this perception seems to contradict the evidence. A place may seem welcoming, a person may seem trustworthy, a proposal may seem perfect, but something inside you warns that something is wrong. And yet you still doubt yourself. But know this, it is not baseless distrust. It is discernment. It is your spirit reacting to the truth that the eyes do not see. Trust it. Learn to distinguish the noise of the world from the whisper within you. For it is in this whisper that I dwell. Comment, my spiritual perception is a sacred, trustworthy, and true gift. This gift does not depend on logic. It does not analyze, calculate, or try to control. It feels. It senses. It discerns the essence of things even before you can name them. It is what made you step back from alliances that seemed safe. It is what made you say no when everyone around pressured you to say yes. It is what made you choose the quieter path when everyone pointed to the more popular one. And maybe you were misunderstood because of this. But today I tell you, you were listening to me. And even if it seemed strange, even if they called you radical or too sensitive, you were being faithful to my voice within you. The world values intellect, reasoning, the visible. But I communicate through the invisible. Because what is eternal is not explained, it is lived. All that you feel, all these layers that now open within you, are not inventions of your tired mind. They are confirmations. They are reminders of what your soul already knew. The process can be uncomfortable because it disrupts old certainties. But it is necessary. For what you called stability was often just a hiding place. And now that you are brought into the light, you will see that true security is not in controlling everything, but in trusting me, even when nothing seems to make sense. The chaos around you is only the backdrop for the miracle I am performing within you. Do not fear the void, it is there I sow the greatest revelations. Do not fear the silence, it is there your soul hears me most deeply. Do not resist the process, it is there I completely renew you. Now that your consciousness has awakened, nothing will be the same. You will look at the same world, but your eyes will have a different lens. You will hear the same voices, but your discernment will be sharper. You will walk the same roads, but your soul will know how to distinguish what comes from the light and what hides in the shadow. This is freedom. Not the freedom of the world, which shouts and demands, but the true freedom, which is born in the heart and sustained by the peace that comes from me. From here on, your steps will be guided by something much higher than your emotions or circumstances. They will be led by my Spirit, who whispers deep inside, "This is the way, walk in it." And even if the world does not understand, even if loneliness visits you from time to time, you will know you are exactly where you must be, in the center of my will. My precious child, many throughout your life have tried to silence the deep knowing within you, that quiet voice dwelling in the very core of your being. They made you believe that only reason, what can be proven and explained, is worthy of trust. They told you to silence your intuition, to doubt the feelings rising from inside, and so you were labeled as too sensitive, exaggerated, or even paranoid. For a time, you believed those voices that sought to distance you from your gift. But know this, that knowing, that divine sensitivity you carry, has never vanished. It was only asleep, muffled by the noise of the world and the need to fit into patterns that deny the soul. Living on the surface of things may seem safer, more logical, but that safety is always incomplete because the deepest truth is not found in human reason, but in the silent whisper only your heart can hear. To recognize this gift is an act of courage, for what you feel is not weakness, it is your connection to something greater, a divine sensitivity that guides and strengthens you. Today, when you say, "I recognize my gift," it was not weakness, but divine sensitivity. You awaken to the truth of your being and the power that dwells within your essence. Now, beloved child, this inner compass begins to pulse again with renewed clarity and strength. It's not that the gift has changed, it has always been there. but you have learned to listen attentively, without fear. What once seemed like distant, confusing noise is now a firm and steady direction. You have walked with discernment, choosing paths that bring peace to your soul and refusing what harms your essence. Your authenticity does not go unnoticed. It shines with a light that illuminates the truth within you, and this light disturbs those who live by appearances, for they know, even without understanding, that they cannot control what is genuine. Your truth confronts them, and so some will seek to test your strength and faith. But remember, this authenticity is your greatest shield. When you say, "My authenticity is my strength," even when it disturbs, you affirm the power of your truth, the strength that comes from being who you truly are, without masks or disguises. Tests will come, child, sometimes from those you least expect. Not because they wish you harm, but because the light of your truth reveals what is hidden, and that causes discomfort in those who live in the shadows of doubt and fear. The peace you carry seems impossible to those who only know unrest. Your serene presence exposes the inner turmoil they hide. And so, they will try to unsettle you, doubt you, provoke you. But now, you are no longer the one who can be shaken. You know who you are, you recognize the sound of your soul and need not prove anything to anyone. Your foundation is solid because it is built on a knowing that does not depend on human logic, but on spiritual perception, the faith that dwells in your heart. When you say, "My peace is not fragile," it is the fruit of a knowing that comes from God. You celebrate that invisible strength that sustains you, one no test can break. Always remember, my child, the treasure that dwells within you is unique and precious. The world searches for answers in formulas and rational explanations, but you have been granted a more sublime key, divine knowing that transcends any earthly knowledge. This knowing does not make you superior, but it makes you sensitive to truths few can perceive. This sensitivity is your protection against illusions and false appearances around you. Care for it with love. Cultivate the silence where it grows strong and feed on it daily. If ever doubt tries to steal your confidence again, return to the place of quiet, that inner space where my voice reaches you and comforts you. I am always with you, reminding you that your gift is not a burden, but a sacred inheritance. Walk with this certainty, honor this gift, and never forget who you are. So, my child, affirm in your heart that you are heir to a divine knowing, and that this inheritance is the light that will guide your steps every day of your life. Do not let the noise of the outside world silence the voice of your spirit. Go forward with courage, faith, and love, for this is the journey that will lead you to fulfillment. Your sensitivity is a beacon, an invisible strength that transforms the world around you. May this truth flow in you like a calm, constant, and powerful river, able to overcome any storm. You are light. You are wisdom. You are my beloved child, and I will never let you forget this. There comes a moment in life when you become a different presence to those around you, a presence that transcends the shallow game of appearances and manipulation. They sense, even if unconsciously, that you are not playing their game. You inhabit a much greater plane, with rules invisible to their eyes and a reward they cannot even imagine. From that instant on, they can never again feel completely at ease in your presence. The silence around you feels heavy because they know you see them in a way they never expected, not just their words or gestures, but their core, the essence they themselves try to hide. This knowledge, this silent knowing, turns every interaction into a zone of uncertainty for them. They begin to reassess every word they say, every gesture they make, wondering what you perceive beyond what they show. They try to guard their intentions, fearing you might reach them, as if your mind could be heard. The feeling of your perception is a subtle and constant pressure, an invisible weight that dismantles the comfort they had in their false securities. For they built their lives believing that the hidden remains hidden, that the surface is the final reality, and you show that there is a deeper perception that penetrates everything. You do not limit yourself to deciphering their hidden motives, you perceive their being. And you do this effortlessly, without forcing analysis, because this clarity is a state of your own being, a light that shines on the essence and dismantles illusions without needing explanation. It is this silent light, almost imperceptible, that destroys their sense of security. They now face an undeniable truth: there is a way of seeing that the eyes cannot, and a way of knowing beyond the reach of the mind. They tried to measure your consciousness but ended up measured and found wanting in this sacred space that you naturally occupy. The world they built with false appearances and control begins to tremble, not because of any action from you, but because of your simple, genuine presence revealing that it was never solid. You have become a mirror they cannot avoid, and the reflection they find is terrifying for souls accustomed to the shadows of pretense. My child, you have learned to remain in a calm space within yourself, a place where the noise of the world does not fully penetrate. This place is not a fortress built from fear or superiority, but a clearing of serenity won through stillness. It is the foundation of your being, from which this special way of seeing springs. This vision is not an attack, nor an aggressive analysis, but a passive unfolding that demands nothing and seeks no results, yet transforms everything it touches. When you walk through the world, you carry this quietness with you, an invisible atmosphere that precedes your arrival and lingers after you leave. Amid the frenzy of performances and masks, your simple and disarmed presence becomes a profound anomaly, a single candle in a dark room. It does not eliminate all shadows, but reveals the darkness, causing the truth to surface, even if it brings discomfort. This discomfort is not a reaction to you as a person but to the truth your presence silently reveals. People have spent their lives constructing complex stories about who they are, what they want, and why they act as they do. They became so immersed in these narratives that they confused the mask for the face. When you arrive, you do not come with a fire to burn those masks, but with a gentle light that makes their contours visible. You do not need to point out the contradictions or fears behind their actions. You simply see them, and on a deep level, they know they are seen. This knowing is terrifying for a soul dwelling in the shadows of appearance. To be seen like this, without judgment or condemnation, but with calm clarity, is to be exposed in an intimacy for which they were unprepared. Still, this exposure happens. The fear they feel is not of you but a primal terror of being revealed to themselves by a perception that accepts no bargains, flattery, or intimidation. Consider the one who acts subtly to control. For him, all humanity is clay to be shaped, a board for his strategic pieces. He uses 1,000 small instruments, well-placed compliments, questions that plant doubts, appeals to guilt, false bonds. All this to provoke specific reactions, to direct conversations, to maintain an advantage, often without consciously knowing what he seeks. When he addresses you with these tools, he expects the usual responses: defense, flattery, confusion, engagement. But you offer none of this. You do not fall into the trap. You do not defend the space they try to invade. You do not react to provocation. You simply remain in your quiet clearing, observing the movements, leaving the questions hanging, receiving compliments without becoming indebted, witnessing manipulation without absorbing its effect. This absence of reaction is what destroys their strategy. Their carefully planned moves have no effect. The energy they project outward is reflected back upon themselves. It is in this reflection that the silent defeat of manipulators resides. They see themselves disarmed before the calm you maintain. My child, in your stillness lies immense power, a power that does not seek to control but to reveal, that does not threaten but dismantles false constructs. You have learned to be presence in a world that cries out for noise and masks. In this presence, there is an invitation for the other to see themselves, for truth to surface, even if with fear. It is not your role to judge but to be light so that each soul may choose to meet itself. Your light is the freedom that comes from authenticity, the serenity born of inner peace. And so, you go on, being the presence that cannot be ignored, the mirror reflecting what was hidden, and the flame that illuminates even in the deepest darkness. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.